Hi, my name is Jane Lander. I'm a practicing artist from Newcastle. This is my oil painting. It is my entry into the Kilgour Prize, held annually at the Newcastle Gallery. It's a figurative prize, and I'm hoping this one will make the cut this year. Underneath this painting are 3 previous entries that I've sanded off and started again. Now, this painting is a reference to the terrible trauma from our land and landscape and peoples in Australia in reference to the climate change and the fires in January, earlier this year. So, I really wanted the first part of the painting, that's the background part here, to look like almost like an open sore, like there's scars and quite a fragmented landscape. So I have built up the layers here, in particular I wanted the section across the middle to look like it was scarred or there was sores on the landscape. And this part here, you're not sure what's going on, it's kind of fragmented. I'm giving you a fair amount of partial structure. And in the back, the top here, you're assuming that is the sky only because there is a small amount of horizon line here. So these areas are all built up slowly with glazing, which is a way of building up a surface through transparent layers of paint. So often putting on red over blue, and it'll give you a differentiation of colour in between. In this work, as in previous bodies of work of mine, I've referenced Jean-Francois Millet, who was a French painter from the middle 1800s. In particular, I've referenced his painting, The Sower, which I did this is just one of the works I've drawn up of his, and this is another one called The Man with the Hoe. He painted everyday scenes, village scenes, of people working on the land. He was a farmer's son. He knew how hard working on the land could be, and I wanted to reference that in this work again. In my work, I'm looking back to move forward in all different bodies of work that I'm doing, and this is just one way of doing it. His most famous painting probably was something called The Gleaners, and he had this way of making monumental figures in the landscape in the working landscape that was unusual at the time. I've also referenced him in this work that was done. This is a sketch worked up in the early 2000s. You can see the figure here and up here. There's a working cart there, and he's throwing seeds. So that references this part here too, this working cart. And the figure of the sower is still kind of, it's up to the viewer whether he's throwing seeds of destruction, seeds of despair, or seeds of hope. And the other figures I've used in the landscape are just here. I'm just working those ones up now, but they also reference a work that I did earlier on using just very simple paint techniques, but using the sap from the local gum trees. In here the figure is there again, the sower, and this is a family looking out in a Newcastle scene when there used to be a lot of tankers out there. So I've used that here. I've used this very simple stencil technique just on the back of a Sultana brand packet, and to go through these and put these figures in here. I'm waiting for some of these figures to dry because I'm layering up the paint on them, so I'm just holding back on some areas. So while they're waiting for dry, I'm just starting to build up this area here with some more glazing. I'm happy with it so far. It's probably at the end of, I've probably got a few more days work to go on this. There are things in this painting that I wanted to make reference to very local. This section here is part of Newcastle East. It's Parnell Place, and at Parnell Place is a memorial. It's almost a memorial statue there, plinth, and on top of the plinth is a lump of coal. That's still there today. It's in beautiful condition, but I have it in its different metamorphosis, a different stage. In the background here you can see more reference to fires. I'm about to build this section up and move through here, waiting for this section here to dry as well. So far I'm happy with the painting. Often when you do prize paintings, they don't really fit into a body of work that you're doing, so sometimes they can seem a bit out of context with other work you're doing, but that's just the way it is. I'm going to bring you up closer to the work so you can see some things a bit closer now. So this will give you an idea of the surface of the painting, how quickly it's changing from area to area. Maybe I'm a bit close there. This is the area I'm just about to work up here. I use the sewer's figure 2 as a point of repetition. Repetition in a work really helps to pull a work together sometimes and can give it a static kind of quality. Anyway, that's my work. I haven't named it yet, but it is my Kilgour entry. Hope you liked it. Thank you.